Hello, this is Abigail Barella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance, and I am doing a whole series on the 12 houses in astrology. And this is the 12th house. And it is Pisces house. It is a water house. The mode is mutable, and it is the last house in astrology. And so all the other houses build up, they're building towards the 12th house. This is why a lot of people have confusion about the 12th house. It is the most spiritual house. It is we are one unity. We often talk about with Pisces especially, but it's kind of like the flipped lid, or kind of like you're open to a lot of information that's from spirit, and especially with boundaries as well. You kind of notice that you take on other people's things, a lot of empathy. But the 12th house, the biggest themes for the 12th house are things that are hidden, and they can be hidden even from the self. So when you have a lot of planets in your 12th house, you might come across as a mysterious person, even if you don't think you are. You might have things about yourself, though, that it might come across that way because you don't know yourself very well. And so if you have a lot of 12th house planets, you definitely want to do some deep work. And typically, if you have 12th house stuff, you're drawn to that anyway. So the 12th house is a water house. It is very psychic. It's dreams, intuition, everything unseen. And it also rules large animals. So an example is, if you're someone who has more 12th house stuff, you're more likely to see whales in the ocean when you go to the ocean. Like the larger animals, you might even feel like you can communicate some with animals, and especially large animals. So we say, larger than a dog. So I even consider wolves to be, because I have a thing with wolves recently, to be in that arena of the 12th house larger animals. Okay. So it's the whole connector. It connects us with spirit realm. And so people that have a lot of 12th house stuff are going to be, downloading information. And then the other thing that's interesting is that it's the house of secrets. And like I said, it can be secrets even. This was confusing to me because personally, I feel like I'm an open book, and almost to a fault, but it can be secrets that you have to carry for others. It can be secrets that you even keep from yourself, about yourself. If you think about like repressed memories or anything like that, that is 12th house stuff. Okay. And then also, secrets that you have to carry because no one wants to hear the truth. So there's that kind of aspect as well. Like, another thing is like conversations with God. So I don't know, I think there's a book called Conversations with God, and I think that you should read it. It's really great, but, I haven't read all of it, but I've heard it's great. But the thing about it is the Conversations with God piece is you can be, surrounded by people, and you're standing there and the clouds are on everyone else, and then the sun's just shining on you. And you're like, that's weird. And like, no one else notices. No one else sees things that are happening for you, but they're still happening. And so it's like this unique connection with spirit, unique connection with God. We all have that. We all have that ability. But when you have a lot of 12th house things, or when you're having a time period where planets are transiting over your 12th house, you might notice that connection more clearly. Okay. So that is the 12th house in astrology. Try not to talk for too long. But I wanted to also mention that, this also can be institutions. So you may have time periods where you have to retreat from society, and either home, retreat from society, or literally be in a hospital, in a mental hospital, in a institution. You might be drawn to institutions. I love hospitals. I don't like being a patient in the hospital, but I love hospitals. You might be drawn to like those kind of like healing institutions or facilities. You might be someone who likes to work in that area. And so again, the other last thing is like poetry is like a really big thing, like way with words or with art. It's like downloading information. And so if you look at the opposing house, it is the 6th house, which is very practical work. The 12th house is all like the really out there work, the really, not as practical. It's not practical at all. And that is the 12th house in astrology. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you did, let me know in the comments and let me know any questions you have about the 12th house. And I hope you will check out my website, abigailbarilla.com, and I'd love to work with you. Take care. Bye.